Imagine a world where a single label can spark intense debate, fear, and even violence. Welcome to the world of Antifa, a term that has become synonymous with the radical left in the United States. But what exactly is Antifa, and why has it become a target for President Donald Trump? In a recent post on his Truth Social platform, Trump vowed to designate Antifa as a major terrorist organization, sparking a heated debate about the group's true nature and the president's motives. But here's where it gets complicated. Antifa is not a traditional organization with a clear leader or membership structure. Instead, it's a loose network of far-left activists who oppose far-right, racist, and fascist groups. The term Antifa is short for anti-fascist, and it originated from the German word anti-fascistisch, which refers to a German anti-fascist group from the 1930s. So what does Antifa stand for? In simple terms, Antifa is a movement that seeks to challenge and confront far-right ideologies, often through direct action and protest. Its activists include anarchists, communists, and hardline socialists who share anti-government, anti-capitalist, pro-LGBTQ, and pro-immigration views. However, the lack of a centralized organization means that Antifa cells tend to form organically, both online and offline, making it difficult to define the group's boundaries. And this is the part most people miss. Antifa is sometimes used as a catch-all term by conservative politicians and commentators to include other liberal and left-wing groups that they politically object to. But does Antifa engage in violence? Critics argue that some Antifa activists are willing to use violence to further their cause, which they claim is in self-defense. Online videos have shown Antifa activists carrying clubs, shields, sticks, and pepper spray in rallies. And there have been instances of physical altercations with right-wing groups. In 2017, a group of masked Antifa activists attacked a group of right-wing protesters in Berkeley, California, resulting in multiple arrests. More recently, a self-proclaimed Antifa activist was involved in the killing of a supporter of Patriot Prayer, a far-right group. However, it's essential to note that not all Antifa activists condone violence, and the movement's ideology is rooted in anti-fascism and social justice. Now you might be wondering, does Trump have the legal power to designate Antifa a terrorist organization? The answer is unclear. The U.S. government can designate a group as a foreign terror organization, FTO. But this requires the group to be a foreign organization. Antifa, being a decentralized movement with no clear leadership or structure, doesn't fit this definition. Legal experts have pointed out that free speech rights under the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution could limit Trump's ability to implement the designation. Professor David Shanzo, director of the Triangle Center on Terrorism and Homeland Security at Duke University, noted that the president's designation of such a group as a major terrorist organization does not change those fundamental constitutional rights. So, why is the Trump administration targeting Antifa? This is not the first time that Trump has targeted the group, and his latest intervention comes as part of a wider campaign against the radical left, following the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. But here's the controversy. Some experts argue that the Trump administration is using Antifa as a scapegoat to distract from the growing threat of far-right extremism in the U.S. Studies have shown that far-right extremism has outpaced other types of violent extremism in the U.S., and the Department of Justice recently removed a study that concluded the same. As Professor Robert Pape from the University of Chicago noted, what we see in our data on what happens when a political leader blames one side for the violence is it produces more support for political violence, not less. So what do you think? Is Antifa a terrorist organization, or is it a legitimate movement fighting against fascism and social injustice? Should the Trump administration be able to designate Antifa as a terrorist organization, or would this be an overreach of executive power? Let us know in the comments. As we delve deeper into this complex issue, it's essential to consider the nuances and complexities of Antifa's ideology and actions. By exploring the history and context of the movement, we can better understand the ongoing debate and its implications for the future of American politics.